Okay guys, welcome to this video. We're going to go through Heather Bunker's story here today. And what this interview is really going to take you through is how Heather, who's originally based in Michigan, was able to build a business model that made $20,000 in the first month that she was in the program. Okay. And she did this whilst being a full-time stay-at-home mum. So most people think you need all of this big amount of time in order to move yourself towards, design business profitability. Heather was able to hit a $20,000 month whilst still being a full-time stay-at-home mum. So it shows you that it's not about how long and the quantity of time that you work for, but it's the quality of what you do, and it's thinking the right way and applying the principles and the theories around value and serving impressions and reaching out to the marketplace and getting feedback. And to be honest, Heather was always going to succeed, and she really just needed a nudge in the right direction. And that nudge in the right direction was just giving her the marketing strategy to consistently connect with the marketplace. Her offer was great. Her ability to sell the offer was great, but just the habit of reaching out to the market, serving impressions and starting conversations was the one area that she just needed to fine tune. And this is how this success was able to happen in such a short amount of time. So let's get stuck into Heather's story and enjoy. Here for this interview now. So I'm just going to quickly introduce and welcome Heather. Thank you for doing this interview, Heather. But feel free to just take us through like an introduction into who you are and what you do.
Sure. I am a graphic designer, but I learned at a young age that I wanted to be a brand strategist and help businesses increase their revenue by, of course, looking professionally, but also with business strategy. And so I actually originally started designing snow sports lines, like in brand packages, and in high school and in elementary school. I actually just discovered an old magazine that was one of like my inspiring, like it's from 2001, that I've
Oh, wow.
kept because I just loved the like illustrations and the design of the product. So I just knew from a young age that I wanted to be a brand strategist. Snow
Mm-hmm.
sport lines, if anybody needs a snow sport, brand identity, I would love to help with that. That's like been a dream of mine since I was a little girl. But so strategy is my thing. And so I found Patrick and needed a little bit of help with just consistently generating leads. And so that's what brought me to him. So, yeah.
Nice. So yeah, that's kind of nicely kind of ties into the next question. But like, where do you feel like you were in your design business before you came into Profitable Designer? So like, what kind of challenges or problems were you running into that you wanted to kind of iron out?
Yeah. So I pretty much had everything kind of figured out. I know who my ideal customer was before. I had a really clear picture of what I wanted to do with my business. And if I generated leads or a referral, I would usually get the client. But I needed help generating the leads. And so, plus I'm a mom, I stay at home with 3 children. And so figuring out some systems for myself that would streamline my process, and help me just kind of generate the leads and then provide the work quickly, was kind of what the biggest places that I was struggling in business. So, but I've been a designer for pretty much since I was 7. So I really understand the industry and I have a clear picture of what it is that I want to do with my business. It just needed a little bit of help pushing me through a little bit of the hiccups that I dealt with. So that's where I was at before. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, perfectly. That was a really good kind of context. So this is a pretty open-ended question, but like, feel free to answer it however you like. But like, how have you enjoyed your experience in Profitable Designer so far? So like, what do you feel like you've got the most value out of, and how do you use the program, I suppose?
Um, I feel like being able to generate leads on demand is probably the most powerful part of the program for me. Um, it just opens up my, I guess, idea of what's possible for my business. I never thought about consistently, as Patrick calls it, serving impressions, but just putting myself out there consistently. I didn't have the tools to do that. That's probably the most powerful part of what I've learned. Also, I would say building like so being able to take on a project and create some tools and systems for myself that make it fast because I struggle with being a mom. Not struggle. I'm so blessed to be a mom. That's not the right word. I mean,
Time
I
poor.
struggle with getting the work done and out the door so that I can focus on a new client and new profit and being able to bring in profit consistently and pretty much if on demand really, which is awesome because I can see like my student loans don't have to be such a big burden anymore, and I can work on and think about how to change my home to how I wanted to. It just opens up a world of possibilities, increasing my business, even like thinking bigger than just, offering this service, but starting to create a brand outside of what I have already.
Hmm.
Um, wouldn't have been possible without being able to generate leads consistently. So
Nice. So take me through what you feel like has been your biggest aha moment that you've had since being in the program. Like, yeah, what's been the big breakthrough thought that that you feel like has kind of attributed most of the change towards like a more positive kind of model and outlook?
I have a couple. I had actually, it was shortly before I started working with Patrick, an aha moment, but it clarified that aha moment so perfectly. I really struggled, not with like, I call it, with my clients, I call it self-limiting beliefs, but I don't know what you call it. But I, for a long time, was like angry that, not angry, frustrated that I wasn't where I thought I should be. And I think as um, people in general feel like this, not just designers, not just moms, not just like, I mean, everybody in the world, I think, really struggles with this like self-limiting belief of where they can go and where they can push their business. And so I thought, I was like, well, I have a, I'm a Christian. So I was like, God, why aren't I here yet? Like I had friends who were very successful with like 500,000 followers, and here I am, just me being a mom. It's like, man, being a mom really sucks because I can't be where I want to be, but it's so not true. And so I was like, well, God, why aren't I there yet? And he literally like was like, Heather, you are so naive. I love you, child, but seriously. So I discovered that he did put me where I was supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a designer. I had to just come to this realization that, yes, I'm on the right path, and it's okay to not be where I should be yet, but I do have all the skills I need. I am supposed to be where I am, and so literally it was just like a night and day, like stupidest realization ever that I am successful already with 3 children, and I can be whoever I want to be in the future. And then I had another friend say to me, Heather, you can do both equally well. You can be a really good mom and show your kids that you can be both, because to me that is like a super valuable skill, to be able to be a mom and be successful. We've always been told like you're only supposed to do like, you can only be a mom. Like how do you how do you be a mom and be a business owner and do it successfully without
Mm.
sacrificing either your children or your business? And so for me, that's a huge thing. My friend said to me, how you can be a good mom and you can be a good business owner, and you can glorify God through both things. And there's nothing holding you back except yourself. And so once I realized that, I was like, okay, it's time to go. Like I need to jump in and I need to make it work because nothing's holding me back. Like I can do it. So, and then I think I saw one of Patrick's videos, or I don't even remember where I found you. Maybe I think it was Facebook.
Mm.
I was like, I'm gonna check this out and just kind of see what he's all about. And so, um, I'm glad I took the chance. I took the leap because it's definitely changed my mindset on what's possible through business. And I'm learning things that I needed to learn that I never learned in college, which wasn't very, I mean, I had a great college experience. I love my college. Not an art school, by the way, more of a business college, which was super important for me. But I I didn't learn the marketing stuff as much as I should have. I mean, we learned some, but it's just a deeper like view of kind of sales and process that I needed just a little bit more of a push to do. And
Mm.
so those are the 3 things. So mindset, being able to see bigger and I guess farther distance of what my future might hold. Lead generation, just being able to realize that I can generate as much as I need to, and then also some like sales and process stuff that needed to be figured out. I don't
Nice.
even remember what the question was, but
That was
I
pretty
hope I
good.
answered it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was nice. And most people give one aha moment. You gave three really good ones, so that's triple as
Cool.
good. So take us through like some of the results that you've seen implementing the thinking of the strategy. So you had like a really impressive, obviously, first month, and it'd be interesting for you to talk about like where you've been able to take some project values, especially of late. So like take us through some of the actual results that you've seen through, implementing what we teach in the strategies.
So my first month, I did exactly what Patrick asked me to. I had all the basics, like I just kind of refined like my sales, my offer, and a couple other things. But so that was really quick for me to go through all that stuff. Goal setting, that was important for me to do just to get my mind like awakened to what it is I ultimately wanted. And then my first month, I did sign 2 contracts. We actually had 3 proposals that I sent out. One kind of got pushed back, and then another we split in half. So the original was 20K for the first contract, and then it was 10K for the second contract. So I technically had like 30K on like in the works, but I ended up making 20K my first month, which is unbelievable. Like, honestly, I'm so blown away by that. And if anything, if God was like teaching me like, hey, you can do this, like that was a huge sign for me to just be like, hey, like. And I wasn't even nervous about it, which is another thing. Like sending out a proposal for 20K I didn't even flinch, which is I don't even know why, but I didn't even hesitate. I was like, this is what it's worth. Like this is a ton of work.
Do you
So
feel like the hesitation or the flinch wasn't there because you could actually see mechanically how helpful the offer was in getting somebody to their goals? Like if you didn't see that value yourself, then there's probably going to be a lot of hesitation and flinching. But at the end of the day, you were building offers that solved proper problems for businesses, and at the end of the day,
yeah,
they're happy to invest in that kind of stuff. Doesn't matter what the price
okay.
is as long as it's valuable,
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's exactly why I didn't flinch, is because I knew that the value is there, like tremendously. If you can take a business from making, sounds right, 20 to 30K, or in one of the cases was like, I think she was making 100K a year to making 250K a year. It's obvious. Why wouldn't somebody spend 20K to make 250K a year? So
Mm.
it's pretty obvious when you come down to the value and knowing what actually is important to the customer and the client, and putting it, and then putting the proposal in the most simplified terms as possible. This is what I'm going to give you in layman terms, and this is what you'll get at the end of it. So it's super powerful, just like getting out of your head almost. It's like you're like cleaning out the gunk and reorganizing the garage, I guess, in a way. Like
Got it.
you're when you go through it, it's like you just refine it, and when it comes out on the other end in the proposal form, people just get it, and they're like, oh, she totally understands what I need. Why wouldn't I choose to go with her? And she's got, the values there. So it just makes sense. It's a no-brainer is what I think I say that all the time. It's a no-brainer. So
Nice. Okay, so then how has kind of the experience in Profitable Designer changed the way that you now look at your business moving forwards?
Possible. That makes sense. Like before I was, okay, so when I first set out to be a stay-at-home mom who was running a small business, I was like, if I could just make $1,000, is literally what I told myself 5 years ago. If I only made $1,000 a month, I would be so happy with that, because I'd be able to, pay my student loans off, not be such a burden, be able to go and take my kids to do things and not just be a stay-at-home mom. But then once I realized that it was myself that was holding myself back, literally, once I realized that, now I see the possibility of one, I can hire people to take over some of the things that I do, and I'm totally fine with that. Before I was like, no, I want to do it all myself. I want to do it. Oh, nobody's going to do as good as me. And still, it's the fact nobody's going to do as good as me. But I can't do it all. I have to be able to like simplify and give things away and delegate in a very structured and easy way so that I can spend time with my kids when I want and go on family vacations without feeling completely burdened by the load of work. And I can see how much easier it will be because I can take some of those crazy things like, I don't know, copywriting, and I can pass that off to somebody else and not feel like I have to do it. But I still get paid for it. So it's possible. I see the world of possibilities is there. I just see as, I don't know, I don't have any fear in what my future will hold. I only see the possibilities of what the Lord is going to bless me with and how I can bless others through it. And that might be through time. It might be through money, being able to donate. That to me is like super exciting, to be able to donate money to causes that I believe in and not have any fear in doing it. Like that.
Yeah, awesome.
Would be if I am there, like I feel like the day that I'm able to write like a large sum of money to like some kind of a nonprofit or something like that, that is the day that I feel like I've like arrived. And I'm not afraid to be like, here's $20K to send these kids to school or buy desks or who knows what else. But that to me is like super inspiring. So Profitable Designer has just opened up my world of possibility. I don't even know how to say that. I didn't think about that. What's the word there? The world is mine.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing as well, though, like, it was more of a nudge more than like a drag, because the offer was really there. And I think it was really just maybe just a couple of like small ideas that just kind of, you were already on the cliff, but it was the tipping of getting you over the cliff. But I mean, where you've seen your results is where everybody sees the results, and it's just sheer, are you serving impressions? Are you getting in front of people, and are you taking the time and effort to actually understand what they need instead of just sell them what you want to sell them? And that ends with you writing invoices and proposals for like 26K because there's a real problem on the end of it, instead of just looking like having a great looking brand, Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a lot more, and people don't realize that. I think part of it is educating people. Maybe it's not necessarily your website that's bad. maybe it's something else that you need to look at, and doing that in a way that is nicely put, but they also really value your input. I love that when I jump on a call with people, they're like, they're like so excited to just speak with me. And the things that, like I'm offering a free call, yes, and it's a sales call, but I, like just being able to offer them insightful, real value and really be able to like help them, even if it's in a small way, is so, it fuels me, if that makes sense. So,
Totally.
yeah, I think I really like to just genuinely help people. And I think that also is something that makes it easy for people to trust me and be like, she's really got my best interest at heart. So I don't feel like I don't feel like it's fake, if that makes sense. So people can see that authenticity. Totally. And so that's what I feel like really does drive my business. And you're right, though. It was just a nudge, which is what I needed. I needed a little nudge to be like, it's okay, you can do it. Shove it. Like, yes. So I think life with kids is hard. Like, this is not hard. I don't want, like, if I could say that probably is.
It's easier than kids, isn't it?
It's
Massively.
so easier than kids.
It's mentally more difficult than kids, but physically what you actually have to do, and once you're into a habit and a pattern, it's like a million times easier than kids.
Yeah, totally. I would not give up. I would, honestly, if I could do this all day and not have to like chase kids and be a mom and work at the same time. Like there's often times when I'm like, all right, just sit here and be quiet for 30 minutes, just 30 minutes. And I bribe them. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I bribe them, but
Who doesn't?
I know being a mom is easier than being a business owner. And I think just getting into the habits, like you said, and doing things day in and day out that are ultimately going to drive your business, doing social media scrolling and Facebook stuff and the extra stuff is where you're not going to make it unless you're really focused and you have a clear path. Because if you're a parent, and I'm going to tell people, if you're a parent and you have a business like this, every moment, I would say, of my day is taken up. Like, my husband bought me this watch for Christmas because I am scheduled to the T. Like, if I didn't have that, a structure of some kind, then I would fall flat on my face. So, yeah, it's hard being a mom, it's hard being a business owner, but putting the two together, especially now, like the pandemic, and people are like struggling to just not kill their kids because they're home with them. like
oh, totally.
I do have help. I mean, my mom helps me so much. So I do have her help when I need it. And like today, she took the kids from me so I could have a good solid chunk of time to work. But if I'm not, if my mom's not helping me, then I'm up till 2 or 3 in the morning, which ideally isn't like what I want to have long term. But I see at least until my 14-month-old is, sleeping through the night and out of diapers. The next 2 years, I would say, is probably what my life will look like. But I know it's not permanent. It's not forever. But keeping my head down is, I guess, the biggest thing, and realizing that I control the situation. If I want to be successful, that's what I have to do. So
nice. Yeah, awesome. Well, yeah, thank you so much for like a very kind of insightful perspective, because I think a lot of people see they see the fact that they've only got a little bit of time to invest something, and they believe they can't do something big with that time, but that's not the case. And you're limited by your ability to see the potential in the time that you do have. And like you were saying with Facebook, you can reach out to, you can spend 25 minutes reaching out to potential opportunities and help them solve their problems, or you could spend it scrolling on Facebook. And there's a lot of people in the program that literally have like $10,000 to $30,000 a month business models, and there's 25 minutes a day on average outreach instead of, scrolling on Facebook or looking at YouTube videos. It's just how you use your time. And if you just, consistently just focus on the same problem every day, how do I get more valuable at helping people? How can I help people to a higher level? Then even if you only progress like 1% a day, you get somewhere incredible over the space of a couple of months,
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how I see it. Because in the beginning, I was like, well, I don't, I was frustrated because I'm not seeing a huge jump. Like I don't see I'm not increasing my business by thousands and thousands in a day. But as being a mom, I know how valuable those tiny snippets of time are. 2 minutes in the bathroom by yourself will change your perspective on that. But being consistent with your time and seeing that a tiny little bit, if I could just get, how do I say this? If I could just be productive for those few moments that I have, or even instead of, focusing on what I don't have and just making what I do have great, then the next day it's going to be the same and it's only going to increase. Yeah, you might feel like in the beginning you slide back a few feet, you 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. But I just see it as I'm just going forward. I don't see the sliding back as much, if that makes sense. I'm just moving forward. Even if it's just serving impressions that day or getting one thing done. I'm one of those people that's super driven, but and I know that I can't get everything done in one day. I'm a mom. I can't do it all. But if I picked one thing to just achieve in the day, even if it was taking my kids for a walk, just simple things in life that I choose or prioritize that I move forward every day, even if it's nothing to do with my business that day, which is totally fine. However, I'm making movements to go forward. So I think, how do I say it? I think I call it, no, you know how people call it the balancing act? There's no such thing as balancing act when you're a mom and a business owner. It's literally just taking a step forward and hoping it's the right one. You know,
Totally.
because every day is different and there's always something and there's always a need. There's doctor's appointments, there's normal life, there's all kinds of things that happen in the day, but taking steps forward, even if it's a few hours in the evening or whatever it might be, is like all I have. And if that's not good enough, then heck, what am I doing? You know, like, but it is, and I've seen an increase in my business over the last 5 years that I never would have thought possible 5 years ago. So, and I love it. I love what I do, and I love the people I meet with, and I love that I get to be a mom and stay home with my kids and still do both things pretty darn well.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Great. Well, yeah, thank you so much for your time, Heather. And it was, really refreshing to see your perspective. So again, thank you. And yeah, we'll chat again soon.
No problem.